Hello, welcome to Always Audrea. I'm your host, Audrea. Today, whenever you're seeing this, but for me it's tonight, I am doing a video on GenX, my GenX Record Collection. Yes. So, I'm sure if you're watching this and you yourself are Gen X, you're going to relate to a lot of these albums. We used to call them records. A lot of people now call them vinyls. So let's start off. I have a stack here, and most of these, well, all of these I've had for decades. I've had since I was just a wee little lad. So we're going to start off, and they are in no particular order, and I'm going to give them to you one at a time. I'm going to show you the album, and I'm going to give you the biggest hit off of that album and what year it came out. So, hope you enjoy this video and this content. If so, please consider subscribing, hit that like button, hype the video. I may be able to see after this. I got so many lights in my eyes, I can't really see anything. Bunch of white lights. Okay, the first one, I've had this one since I was probably 15. I'm not going to tell you after the age I got these. But the first one is Heart, and this one is Magazine. It's pretty worn out. So that's what the front looks like. Let me know in the comments if you were a Heart fan. And that's the back. And let's see. The songs that are on here are Heartless, Devil Delight, Just the Wine, Without You, and then Magazine, Here Song, Mother Earth Blues, I've Got the Music in Me. I may not tell you all the songs and all of them because we'll be here forever. So this one came out in 1978. It has the lyrics and who wrote them on the sleeve. And there's the inside sleeve. And it looks like this. And the biggest hit that this one had was Heartless. It was number 17 on the US Billboard 200. So, I listened to this thing so loud, so many times. So that's the first one. The second one is, of course, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, I Love Rock and Roll. This was her first album after she left the Runaways. After the Runaways broke up, her and, I can't remember all the names of the band of the Runaways, but I know Lita Ford was in there. I wish I had some Lita Ford records. So this is Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Let's see, that's the back. This came out in 1981, and it hit the rock number 1 Billboard 100. So let's take this out. Just a plain white sleeve, yellowed from time. And there is the record itself. So were you a Joan Jett fan growing up? Or did you never like her? I liked all of her albums. Yeah. A lot of her albums were had a lot of repeat songs on them. But the third one, the next one, I'm just going to say next, and we're going to keep track of how many there are. This is Heart, Dog, and Butterfly. It came out in 1978. And I listened to this so much. I even drew this cover at one point with some colored pencils. And it said 1978, and it unfolds like this. And then there's that artwork like that. And okay, I thought, no, it's just a one record. It's just a one record. Here's the sleeve. And the tornado warning is going off. Great. Perfect timing. And like that. And here's the record itself. Listened to that one so many times. Did you have this album? I had a lot of not CDs, cassette tapes too. A lot of cassette tapes, probably over 100. And I let someone borrow them once and I never saw them again. But that had so many great ones in it. Okay, the next one is Linda Ronstadt's Greatest Hits, 1975. Wait a minute, I didn't tell you what this one was. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. So this one, Dog and Butterfly, the biggest hit was Straight On. It hit number 15 on the Billboard 100. Okay, now we can go to Linda Ronstadt. Linda Ronstadt, Greatest Hits. Biggest hit on here was You're No Good. It hit number 1 on the Billboard 100. That's the front, that's the back. And it has all the lyrics on the inside. It is just one record. Here's what the sleeve looks like. Did you have this album? I was a big Linda Ronstadt fan too. There you go. So this is a new concept for content for me. I usually do like art videos or Dollar Tree videos. So if you like this, let me know if I can do more content like this, if that would help. Okay, then we got every teenage girl in the early 80s favorite album, Cyndi Lauper. She's so unusual, and she was at the time. I mean, look, she had the orange and red hair. Kids today think that they came up with that. Oh, Cyndi Lauper did. There's the back. There's the front. And this one came out in I can't see, there's so many bright lights, 1983. And the biggest hit on this one was two. It hit Girls Just Want to Have Fun, hit number 2 on the Billboard 100, and Time After Time hit number 1 on the Billboard 100. So there we go. And then the lyrics and the record itself. I listened to this one a lot too. Loud. You know what? My parents had 5 kids. I was the youngest of the 5. And by the time I came around, they just didn't care anymore. I could play music as loud as I wanted to. They didn't care. They didn't say a word. At that point, they were used to it. But, you know, I wasn't a bad kid. I didn't cause a lot of trouble. Because I learned from my siblings of what not to do. Oh, we got some winds and some rain going. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Is Fleetwood Mac Live. This came out in 1980. And the biggest hit on here, which really surprises me, was Fireflies. It hit number 60 on the Billboard 100. That is in regards to it being a new release song on this. It hit number 60. It was a new release. All the other ones on here, of course, hit bigger. They were, songs that were previously recorded. This is a good album. I listened to this a lot. We got this sleeve. I don't know why it's in here loose like this. This came out in 1980. It's a list of all the cities that they played. And on the inside, you have some pictures. What's on this side? This side is the lyrics and pictures. And then on the inside, it's a double album. I listen to this a lot too. Okay, so we have 2 records here. Another plain white sleeve with like producers and stuff. I might worry about that. And there's a second one in here. Tornado warning's getting me a little freaky. Okay, so the next one, Tom Petty. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. This one came out, this is Damn the Torpedoes. This one came out in 1979. Okay, so there's the front. Here's the back. Tom Petty for me was like, in that time that I was listening to this in the early 80s, there was a lot of weird music, like Putting on the Ritz and Safety Dance and all that. And I did not like those. And there were a lot of things like that. But Tom Petty, top notch for me in that time. So here we go. Did you know Tom Petty passed away in 2017? And he passed away because he had a broken hip and he was trying to tour and something, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it had something to do with his broken hip and him trying to stand and tour. His death had something to do with that, as I recall at the time. So there's the album. There you go. What were your feelings on Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers? A lot of hearts and stuff. Okay, this album, this was given to me by my best friend I ever had my whole life. I lived in Ogden, Utah. My friend Dory gave this to me. She was great. We did a lot of running around. It was a good time. But she gave this to me. This is Culture Club. Oh, here, there's a front. Culture Club, Color by Numbers. Tornado warning. Hopefully that didn't stop my recording. Let me check. Hold on. I can't really tell. It did not. But it was very loud. Sorry about that. Let me readjust here. And my videos are raw and uncut, so that's what you're going to get. Alright, so Culture Club, 1984, Color by Numbers. A very beautiful album. Let's take this out. It's just in a plastic, and it is yellowed over time. Pretty neat though. I like that. Still got that, Dory, if you're watching. Okay, so next one is another Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac was one of my favorites. This is Tusk. Came out in 1979. Let's see. I always wondered what the dog had to do with anything. Dog biting this guy's leg. I always wondered, what's that about? So it does come out in another like cardboard sleeve with some artwork on it. Okay. And this, like I said, came out in 1979, and the biggest hit on this was Sarah, and it reached number 9 of the Billboard 100. And in another sleeve. So it's a sleeve and I don't remember all this. Is that upside? No, that's right. Okay. And there's the album. I don't know if you can hear the tornado warning. Yeah. Sitting here with the tornado warning going off. And then we got this. And this. And then another one that was very well protected. Okay. So Fleetwood Mac actually started out with, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham had like a band of their own before they became part of Fleetwood Mac. Let me know if that is true. Okay, we're going to set that down like that. Next, what early 80s girl did not have Pat Benatar? Really? I mean, Pat Benatar. This one is Precious Time. I thought this album cover was so beautiful, and she was so beautiful and colorful. I absolutely loved this one. Okay, let me see. I'm getting off track. Pat Benatar, Pat Benatar, Precious Time came out in 19. Oh, it's not like I see his bright lights. 1981. Really? Was that long ago? Okay, so Pat Benatar, Precious Time came out in 1981. Fire and Ice was the biggest hit on here. It hit number 2 in the top 20, or yeah, Billboard 100. And the interesting thing about Pat Benatar, she didn't start out being a rock singer. She started out as a trained opera singer. So, and then she switched gears to rock and roll, which, thank you, we're so glad that you did, Pat. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think her real name is Pat Benatar. I think it's Benachek, but I could be wrong. Like I said, it's been a long time ago. So there you go. And Neil, I can't see it. Neil Gerald here. That's her husband, and they're still married. Isn't that fantastic? Okay, so that's that one. And then the next one is Heart again. Heart's Dreamboat Annie. I love this album. I still do, but you know. And it's got greats on here. Magic Man, Dreamboat Annie, Fantasy Child, Crazy on You, Soul of the Sea, Dreamboat Annie, White Lightning and Wine, Love Me Like Music, I'll Be Your Song, Sing Child, How Deep It Goes, Dreamboat Annie reprise. This one, what did I say it came out? 1976. And the biggest hit on this was Magic Man. It hit number 9 on the Billboard 100. And also Crazy on You hit number 35 on the Billboard 100. So you can see these are old. Ann Wilson, Nancy Wilson with Steve Fosse and Roger Fisher, produced by Mike Flicker. Look at all that. I loved Ann Wilson's voice. Loved it. So powerful. I mean, she still is. It was so powerful. And we got, is this the lyrics? Yep, the lyrics are on here. Here's the album. Of course, you know Ann and Nancy Wilson were sisters. Well, they still are. But what a duo. What a powerhouse duo, huh? So Ann sang, Nancy played the guitar. Ann sang. And when Nancy Wilson years later did These Dreams, and she has that raspy voice, she was really sick at that time, like with a cold or a flu or something, and that's how she got that raspiness. When they recorded it, she was really sick that way. Okay, let's see. Linda Ronstadt, Simple Dreams, 1977. And the biggest hit off of this was Blue Bayou. It was a song that she had redone that Roy Orbison had originally done, and it hit number 3 on the Billboard 100. Tornado warning siren went off. Woo! And then there's the inside. And this is, in the 70s, they did a lot of these double whammy things, didn't they? But there's just one album in most of them. Here we got the lyrics, we got her picture. I always thought she was so pretty too. And she could sing anything. She could sing country, rock and roll, opera. I believe she sang some opera, and she did some Hispanic albums, and she did country with Dolly Parton and Emmylou Harris. I think they were called Trio. And She even put out another album, which I'm going to get to, which is like a big band album, like from the 20s, which it will be coming. So there's the record itself. So she's very talented, very multifaceted. She could do anything, any kind of music. And she did Disney soundtracks. Oh, I hope that didn't break. Okay, this one. I have no idea how I got this. I don't think I've ever listened to it. I don't know who he is. I don't know how it got in my collection. It's a total mystery. But Tyler Childress, Purgatory? Yeah, I don't know anything about this dude. This came out in 2017, and the song Feathered Indians is a fan favorite. Yeah, I don't know anything. I don't know what happened here. Looks like a fever dream. Okay, so I can't really talk much about that. Okay. Blondie, Auto American. I listened to this again today, actually, and a lot of the songs are kind of weird, but this came out in 1980. The biggest hit was The Tide is High. It hit #1 on the US and UK. And Rapture also hit #1 in the US. So you got Tide is High and Rapture. And, yeah, there's no... Actually, I drew this too when I was a teenager. I drew this. I can't remember if I drew the whole scene or whatever, but it turned out really cool. Okay. And you don't see what the songs are until you get to the record. And I just dropped it. That's what the record looks like. That was the chair. I hate this chair. It does it every time. Every stinking time. Okay, so I'll put all these back together when I finished here. I need a sip of coffee here. Now, we got another Linda Ronstadt, Prisoners in Disguise. So there's the front, there's the back, and it's another... Okay, so this one came out in 1975, and her biggest hit off of this album was Heat Wave. It was a song by Martha and the Vandellas. It hit #5 on the Billboard 100. There you go. And plain white sleeve. Asylum Records. Yeah, Asylum Records. I don't know if any of these record companies are still out there. Like Chrysalis, Asylum Records. I don't know what the other ones were. Okay, next up, Blondie. This was Blondie's breakout debut album. It came out in 1976, and it was I guess, I don't know, I don't want to say historical, but it was like a breakout, punk on the punk scene. She has an amazing voice, still does. She's 80 years old and still touring and singing and sounds amazing still. So this, the top song off of this was In the Flesh, top 3 in Australia. It was the top 3rd song in Australia. And that was the song In the Flesh, which is awesome. And this was, her debut album, or their debut album. Her name was Debbie Harry, or still is. So there's the back. Very breakout sound for the time. There's the album. Okay, this was the record company, Private Stock Records. Let's see. I Loved In the Flesh. I loved Rip Her to Shreds. That was so cool. Okay. And there's some other, like, other songs on there that wasn't so popular. Oh, okay. This next one. This next one. Okay. Elvis Christmas album. Of course, this isn't the one from 1951, but that's when it was originally released. And there's no way of saying what was the top hit on this. So there's the front. I have listened to this every Christmas for so many years. My daughter loved playing it too. Now this is kind of neat. Okay, so the first side has like Santa Claus is coming to town, I'll be home for Christmas, all the commercial poppy type Christmas songs. But on side B, that's my favorite side. It has Old Little Town of Bethlehem, Silent Night, There Will Be Peace in the Valley. You know, more of the like gospel-y type Christmas music. But I'll just flip through these pages real quick. All of these, like, I don't know what you call it, not Photoshop. Back then, I don't know what they did. Colorized. There's that. It has more albums. And I believe the record itself is green. Oh, yeah. This is a great album. Okay, so there's that one. I got a mess to clean up. Okay. Can you guess who that is? Another Linda Ronstadt. This one is Living in the USA. It came out in 1978. It has the lyrics on the back. Now, the reason I did it like this is because I wanted to protect the record more, because that's just a big old hole. So I put the cardboard on the outside. So this is another picture record. I don't know what were these called. I'm sure they didn't call them picture records. But this one had, the biggest hit was Ooh Baby Baby. It was another Roy Orbison song. It hit number 7 on the Billboard 100. So that's pretty cool looking. Okay, I'm going to put this one back in here because I don't want it to get scratched. All right. Okay, I need to speed this up a little bit, huh? Another Linda Ronstadt, A Perspective. Another, I didn't realize how much they did that. Oh, I gotta turn my page. Hold on. This one came out in 1974 and 1977. The biggest hit was You're No Good. It hit number 1 on Billboard 100. Okay, I'm just going to pull out one of them. Okay. I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. I'm getting too talky. Fleetwood Mac. This was just Fleetwood Mac. I don't know if this was their first album or not. I don't know. This came out in 1975. And Rhiannon, is that how you say it? Rhiannon was the biggest hit off of this. It hit number 11 on the Billboard 100. And then also, Say You Love Me hit number 11 on the Billboard, number 1. Hold on. Number 11 on the Billboard 100. So there's the back. Lyrics. Of course, that was signed by Stevie Nicks. And there's the album. Okay. I'll put all those back together later. The next one is another Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. This one was Hard Promises. This came out in 1981. And the biggest hit off of this was The Waiting. It hit number 19 on the Billboard 100. Let's see the songs on here. The Waiting was good. It's the only one I remember. It's been a while since I listened to this. It's upside down. I thought thought I listened to that. I don't remember any of the other songs on here. It must have been a really long time since I was listening to this album. Okay, where is he in here? He's in a record store. Okay. Next up, this is a doozy here. This is another Linda Ronstadt. This one is called Round Midnight. Okay, now this, I saved up. No, I put it on layaway. I put it on layaway and paid it off a little bit at a time. Layaway. Do you remember layaway? But this is something, it's a box set. This is the one that I was talking about that was like the big band sound, like from the 1920s. Okay, so this came out in 1986, and the biggest hit on here was What's New. It hit number 53 on the Billboard 100, but it also hit number 5 on the Adult Contemporary chart. So you got this book here. Yeah, I can't. It looks like it has. Oh yeah, that's the lyrics. I'm sorry, I got flashbulb eyes. That's the lyrics. It has this sponge in it. Okay. I listened to this, all of it, so many times, all the time. So you get three records. Like I said, these are like a big band. Oh, she just does such a beautiful job on this. If you get a chance to listen to some of this, please do. It's okay, so it's Linda Ronstadt with Nelson Riddle and the orchestra. Big band orchestra sound. Amazing. Round Midnight. Not a Round Midnight. Apostrophe Round Midnight. Amazing work. All throughout. The music, the singing, the production. Just wonderful. Okay. I said I was going to try to speed this up, didn't I? I'm a liar. Okay, next one is The Runaways. I cannot remember these other ladies' names, but this is Joan Jett, and this is Lita Ford. I loved me some Lita Ford. Oh my God. She was amazing. So this is, she could kill it on the guitar. She was so amazing on the electric lead guitar. You just gotta hear her. You gotta. I believe Joan Jett plays rhythm, and Lita played, it still does, lead. But this is a very raw sound. Let me see. The Runaways Live in Japan is what this is. Live in Japan. And I got this a couple of years ago. My brother gave it to me for a birthday present. This came out, well, the first time around. Originally, it came out in 1977. And the biggest hit, I believe, was Cherry Bomb. And Joan Jett redoes that song a lot on her solo Joan Jett and the Black Hearts album. She puts that on there a lot. And I love it too. And they were a huge hit in Japan. There's another one of these. I like how they remade it, like the original style of the album. You got all this. What was the name of that movie that chick from Twilight was in and played her? That was a good movie. You learned a lot about them. You know, they were like sexualized. No, that wasn't good, but you know, they were very sexualized, and that wasn't good. And they were really young. But I cannot remember the actress name that did that. She was in Twilight. She played Joan Jett. I don't even remember the name of the movie. No, it wasn't Light of Day. I don't know. If you know, tell me in the comments. What movie was that? What was the name of that? What was the name of the actress that did it? As soon as I turn the camera off, I'm going to remember everything. Cool album. Okay, we're getting down. There's probably 8 left. Blondie. If you stuck around this long, give me I don't know. or I don't know. This is Eat to the Beat. This came out in 1979. Let's see. The biggest hit was Blondie Eat to the Beat, 1979. The biggest hit, Atomic, hit #1 in the UK and number 39 on the US Billboard 100. Atomic, this is my favorite song. Atomic is probably my favorite song of Blondie of all time. The music is so good, and her voice with the music is so strong and so powerful and so good. They really knew what they were doing on that song. There's the back. Front, or whatever. The front, there's no fronts. And Chrysalis Records. Okay. Okay. Another Blondie! Parallel Lines. This one had such great hits as Hanging on the Telephone, One Way or Another. Picture This, Fade Away and Radiate, Pretty Baby, I Know But I Don't Know, 11:59, Will Anything Happen, Sunday Girl, Heart of Glass, I'm Gonna Love You Too, Just Go Away. What was that? I don't know. I had a thought and I left my head. Okay, Parallel Lines, Blondie. Came out in 1978. The biggest hit, of course, was Heart of Glass. Did that have Call Me on it? Did I say that? No. The biggest hit for that one was Heart of Glass. It hit #1 on the US Billboard 100. Oh, look, another Elvis. I don't know how I got this. I honestly don't know how I got this. Elvis Volume 3, Golden Records. This came out in 1963. And I think this is the original one from 1963. It's still in really good shape. It's RCA Records. Yes. There you go. Okay, Pat Benatar. Pat. Oh, I'm sorry. On the Elvis one, the #1 hit was Now or Never. It hit #1 on Billboard 100. And that album sold 20 million copies worldwide. Okay, we're getting down to it. There's only like 3 left. Hang in there. Pat Benatar. Live from Earth. Awesome album. I listened to this so much. I think I listened to the cassette a lot more than I did the record. This has Fire and Ice, Looking for a Stranger, I Want Out, We Live for Love. Oh my God, We Live for Love. She does an amazing job on that. Hell is for Children. That was quite the controversial song, Hell is for Children. She addresses child abuse and what they go through, and Hell is for Children. So I'm getting like shaky from thinking about it. Hit Me With Your Best Shot, Promises in the Dark, Heartbreaker, Love is a Battlefield, Lipstick Lies. Awesome album. 1983, Love is a Battlefield was the biggest hit on this. It went to #5 on the Billboard 100. Okay, so we're almost done. Just 2 left. So quit your crying. What? Suck it up, Buttercup. Fleetwood Mac, Rumors, 1977. Oh, I was expecting it to fold out. There's the back. Okay. And we got this in here, which this was in live as well. So they put it in the same one. Okay. I like how this has the hole in it so you can see. Okay, so Fleetwood Mac, Rumors, awesome album. Came out in 1977. The biggest hit, Dreams, another Stevie Nicks vocal. Hit #1 on the Billboard 100. Okay, and the last one, but not the least by any means, Stevie Nicks' Belladonna. Came out in 1981. I thought this was so beautiful. Okay. Stop Dragging My Heart was the biggest hit off of this. It was with Tom Petty. and it hit number 3 on the Billboard 100. We got the lyrics. And there's that. Yeah, amazing album. Let's see what we got on here, if I can see it. We got Belladonna, Kind of a Woman, that's good. Stop Dragging My Heart Around, big number 1. Think About It. After the Glitter Fades. That is a really good song. I can't see anymore because all I can see are flashlights. So there is my GenX Record Record Collection, or Vinyl Collection. I'm going to keep calling it records. I hope you enjoyed this. Hit that subscribe button. Come back again. I don't know, I probably won't do anything like this again. It's all my records. I can't do anymore. Or if you want me to know, I don't know, you got any ideas? What do you think? Did you like this content? Give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Like, comment, share, hype it. And stick around. Have a great night. And this is raw and uncut, so you're going to see me coming real close to the camera. And you can see real close my shirt. Okay, see you later. Bye.